पूछ सकते हो, कोई लाइफ में चैलेंजेस है, प्रॉब्लम्स है, वैसे भी पूछ सकते हो मैम क्या करें, गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड का केस के अलावा गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड के केस के अलावा कुछ भी, ओके। इफ विल टॉक अबाउट गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड, मैं कहूंगी बॉयफ्रेंड छोड़ो, उसको छोड़ो, गर्लफ्रेंड कहूंगी टॉक्सिक है, छोड़ो, पढ़ाई करो, ओके। तो अच्छा वो भी कर लेना, चलो, ओके, 15 मिनट्स तक, okay, but the point here is that you have to ask doubts, fine. Now the first question, when we are reading this particular chapter, understanding social institution, one question should come in your mind. Out of so many concepts, why are we having one full chapter on social institutions? Okay, now what is problem with us? That we do not get engaged in critical reading. What is critical reading, Aditya? Involving asking questions. Okay, this is what you wanted in my class, that's what you inquired and then took admission. You talked to me, then you took admission, and now you're not answering questions. You wanted interactive classes, right? So isn't it interactive? It is too much interactive, ma'am. Now you are asking so many questions. But yes, critical engagement is what he has defined right now, asking questions. Now, when you people are reading this chapter, you should be knowing why social institution has full chapter. Any answer? It can be wrong also. Because what are we? Within social institution, what are we defining? How are we defining sociology? Scientific study of a society. So now society is made up of what? Social institutions only, right? So what is social institution side? Do you know? What is social institution? You are doing graduation in sociology. What is social institution? Guess. You know. Think, guess, and you will tell me an answer. What can be social institution? There is one clue which he has given, that society may individuals interact through social institutions. So what it can be? Sai. Group of people, can you define their organization in group of people? What is the group of people you know? The first interaction with group of people. Who are they in your life? In your life, who are they? Group of people whom you interact. Family, right? So family is an institution. And religion is an institution. Marriage is an institution. Economy is an institution. Polity is an institution. जितना आप ग्रेजुएशन मास्टर्स में नहीं पढ़ोगे उतना आप मेरी क्लास में पढ़ लोगे सोशियोलॉजी. Trust me on this. Okay? So what is social institution? Law can be. Polity पे आ जाएगा ना law. This is polity where we are discussing about power. Okay? If I'll decode this social institution in easy manner, what is politics? It's all about decision. Whom you're taking the power. Power dynamics. Economy, your survival. Marriage, reproduction. Yes. Without social institution, you cannot have structures. Exactly. This can be your own original idea of defining social institution. Clap for him. What's your name, beta? Forgot. Meher Hassan ke liye clapping. Hassan to ho na? Hassan, Huma, Hassan, Mehdi, Hassan. Right? Okay. Fine. Now, if you people are going to do what Hassan has done in your writing, you will get good marks. How you have defined it? No, what you have defined, the lines, I want. Please write down. Social institutions, just do not say thing. Social institutions, see, this is how you will evolve if your people would work the way I'm asking. So this is the original idea. Social institutions requires, or it is essential for the functioning of society. And later you can ask your colleague, not batchmate, how he has defined it. All you do not have to write thing. Okay? Social institutions are mechanisms by which society operates. Good marks you will get. So the point here is you are going to be evaluated for your own ideas. But yes, own ideas will not come in your head like that. Before this, he did not even know what sociology is. You didn't have no sociology background. You can see this would happen with each of you if you'll work little harder. Okay? So, you need to read geography, you need to read economy, you need to read polity. You need to read. Without reading, ideas nahi aayenge. But then you need to think on your own. कि है क्या मतलब क्या है ठीक है so why we are having social institution now because this is what helping us to know how society is running quickly write down this if you people are having book now I can see that most of you are having book it's okay तो आप स्टार्टिंग में जो पेज है यहाँ पे वहीं पे इसको लिख लो हाँ जी just write down why do we need social institutions like that okay now this book began with a discussion about the interaction of the individual and society. I would be super slow with this chapter. Okay? Yesterday I was super fast. Yeah, Rishabh? Today I would be super slow. Yesterday I was super fast because no requirement as such. But yes, basics को हम ऐसे neglect नहीं करेंगे और इसको तो बिल्कुल भी neglect नहीं करेंगे. Okay? अच्छा, tell me one thing. These three lines, what is telling? What it is telling to you? Who will give me coding of these lines? And I can enjoy this sip of coffee meanwhile. You cannot try. Have you read this chapter? Or you want to try? So for that, this book begins. So you should be knowing what we have discussed in chapter 1. Chapter 1, like the author of this book he wants kids to think. No, but it is saying with a discussion about the interaction of the individual and society. Yes. So what they wanted, Rishabh? How to think? What examples? Daily human connection, daily their interaction, how like the small things, like even they have mentioned songs. Bombay wala. In the first chapter. In the first chapter. So this began with, bilkul correct, that it was asking that how individual and society are interacting. So we need social institutions to have interaction basically. We saw that each of us as individuals occupies a place or location in a society. What it is signifying? Status or role. Occupation of a position is defining what? Status or role. Status, कल ही तो पढ़ाया है, ठीक है? Each one of us has a status and role or roles. Why roles? Kanishk. Why roles? You can be a brother, you can be a husband, you can be a father. Multiple roles, right? Okay. So I think आप लोगों को clarity बिल्कुल सही जा रही है. So they are not like roles of a film or actor. So there are social institutions. देखो यहाँ से underline करो. There are social institutions that constrain and control, punish and reward. Underline करेंगे. How social institutions can punish? Write down the question first of all there. How social institutions can punish? And tell me with contemporary example. I'm giving you 1 minute to explain me this. I will not give you any, even if you see your notes, I have given a case study to explain that. Chapter 1 को ही C-unit mills को explain करने के लिए, have I given any case study? हाँ, can you explain me that? Punish, why? Because he got no, I'm not asking root cause. Case study में आप apply करो social institution. What it is saying that social institution can reward you and can punish you. Now apply राधिका यादव का case. ये case study explain करा था ना? लेकिन बताएंगे नहीं. पनिश तो बताया तो था. वहां ऐसे कह रहे हो आप हसन. तो आंसर तो बताओ किस लिए. सोचो ना मैं क्या यहाँ पे बता रही हूँ. दोनों में ही पनिशमेंट है. फादर को भी पनिशमेंट मिला है और नहीं, अकॉर्डिंग टू वन ऑफ द सोशल इंस्टीट्यूशन शी वाज डूइंग समथिंग रॉन्ग. ठीक है, let me explain this to you. For this, okay, मैं यहीं पे explain करती हूँ. Radhika Yadav case, those who do not know, for example, you side, Radhika Yadav was a girl who was doing, you know about this case? Okay, Radhika, you also don't know. For her, it's fine. She is going to appear काफी time के बाद. For you, it's not. Okay, हमको पता होना चाहिए सारा. It was very important issue. Okay, so Radhika Yadav was being killed by her own father because she was running a tennis coaching and she was living a life which her father didn't like. So he killed her. Okay. Now this is a background. What I am explaining that how this Radhika Yadav case with respect to the power or the function of social institution. Now tell me, is family a social institution? Is your polity a political governance? Here let's just say democracy may, like Indian politics, Indian government will also come under the institution, right? So family also has some laws, norms. So Radhika Yadav father wanted Radhika, who was having the status of her daughter. Father and daughter status. So according to her father, her daughter used to play certain role, not to go out, patriarchy. So she was going against which social institutions? As per family rules. So family, which type of family? Patriarchal family. ठीक है, कौन सी family? What is patriarchal family? Side. You will not use your hands. Now explain. You will not use your hands. Put your hands like this. Both. अब हाथ नहीं तो पैर हिला रही हो. Yes, actually men dominating one. Okay, so men dominance. Men dominance is what? Patriarchy. So हुआ ना, फैमिली इंस्टीट्यूशन ने क्या किया? पनिश कर दिया. समझ में आया? नाउ पॉलिटी गवर्नर ने किसको पनिश किया? किसको अरेस्ट किया? फादर को. क्लियर है? प्लीज राइट डाउन दिस एग्जाम्पल इन योर कॉपी. बुक में कहीं ना कहीं लिखो. अच्छा, हाउ दे कैन कंट्रोल अस? हाउ मेनी मैरिज यू कैन डू, मेहदी हसन? अरे मेहदी हसन, टेल मी हाउ मेनी मैरिजेस यू कैन डू? यू कैन डू अकॉर्डिंग टू इस्लाम. तो ये बोलो ना 4. मैं तो 1 करूंगा. व्हाई यू डूइंग 1? Because cultural influence. Yes, I know. Even in Quran, it is written that it is better to have only one marriage. That's what I am saying. वैसे तो तुम, if you are preparing for civil services, don't marry someone like you just want आटे का बोरा, गोरी लड़की चाहिए बस. नहीं, you go for someone who is also going to be working like you. Okay, mental mindset match करे. There are people no who just want fair girl. So that is what I take a bora. You want somebody who can work. तो तुमको उसको खिलाना नहीं पड़ेगा. हाँ, even it is written in Quran that it is only responsibility of a husband that if you are no cooking, no anything, the only responsibility given in Islam to female, just have to produce children and look after them, not even breastfeeding. और अगर बच्चे को ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग कर रही है माँ, तो हस्बैंड उसका खर्चा और पैसा उसको देगा. राइट? तो इतना रिलीजन को अगर आप अच्छे से समझोगे, so it is not the way we see. Now coming back to how they can control. Religion has the power to control, and Hindus, how many marriages you can do? 1. It is only after Ram. उससे पहले तो even the Ram father has, right? ये दुख है बहुत सारे लोगों का. कह रहे हैं कि हाँ मैम ये तो दुख है. अभी उसने बताया ना, उसको इस्लाम में परमिशन दी है, तब भी वो कह रहे हैं कि कितनों को खिलाऊंगा. Even in Quran it is written that better to have one marriage. Okay, so in some situation you are same. Fine. Now what is the purpose of bringing these 2 examples? Power to control us. समझ में आया? So religion can control us. Family has a power to control us. Governance has power to control us. ठीक है? So now we are well aware the power of social institutions. Okay? Mehdi Hassan, why don't you cut your fingers and keep eating it? Now they could be like macro social institutions and micro ones. Okay? So micro are like the family, macro social institution like the state. In this chapter we are going to read sociology. See, here also there are some aspirants used to come 2-3 years back. How come ma'am is teaching those 2 optionals? Sociology भी, anthropology भी, NCERT खुद ही आंसर बता रहा है आपको. Sociology और social anthropology. Okay, it's actually same. No doubt आपको बार-बार ये क्वेश्चन आता है यूपीएससी में. Discuss the relationship between sociology and social anthropology. आंथ्रो के स्टूडेंट्स को भी आता है, सोशो के स्टूडेंट्स को भी आता है. So in the broadest sense, an institution is something that works according to rules. ये लिखेंगे, यहाँ पे स्टार बना लो. In the broadest sense, an institution is something that works according to rules established or at least acknowledged by law or by custom, and whose regular and continuous operation cannot be understood without taking those rules into account. Institution impose constraints on individuals. They also provide with opportunities. An institution can also be viewed as an end in itself. Indeed, people have viewed family, religion, state, even education as an end in itself. End in itself, like it can be the proper way of achieving any goals. Okay, so religion can itself be an end. Okay, means and end. What are means? Goals. To achieve certain goals, you have end. So it is explained in that context. Okay. Yes, that what you have only somebody said ना, negative sanctions, dysfunctionalism. समाज के बाहर करते कैसे हैं? It's not. That is so boycott. Social boycott is one of the mechanism. Okay. That is social boycott. यही डिफरेंस है कि अगर आपको कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी आएगी. Okay, that is a social boycott. But social boycott, it's not social institution. समाज से बाहर कैसे करते हैं किसी को? कोई समाज से बाहर नहीं हो सकता. हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल. दलित्स को कहते थे ना that you cannot enter into temples. Okay, फैमिली को घर से निकाल कर देना ऐसा करके. Now come here, functionalist and conflict perspective. How differently they saw the same thing. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. मतलब आप लोग ना यूपीएससी वाले बच्चे क्या करते हैं, आई डू नॉट नो, समहाउ एनसीईआरटी पे फोकस ही नहीं करते हो जैसे करना है फोकस. अरे राइट डाउन दिस पार्ट, देन आई विल एक्सप्लेन. नोट्स में इसको लिखो बिकॉज दिस इज वेरी फिलोसॉफिकल. ये अगर आपको समझ में आ गया, पेपर 2 में ये फैक्ट बता रही हूं मैं आपको, यूपीएससी का डेटा है, आप चाहे तो यूपीएससी का डेटा देख लो. पेपर 2 में सोशियोलॉजी में most of the aspirants are getting lesser marks. You have seen the data, Rishabh? ये भाया ने ना मेरी जिंदगी खराब की हुई है. भाया उन्होंने मेरे से नहीं पढ़ा होगा. Ask him to meet me. Yeah, he just said कि my paper 2 itself was what to say. Ask him to meet me. Okay, man. He is leaving OR. So what? He can be connected. Yeah, you were saying something. 3-4 years sociology. Why? It was still in top 10. हाँ. 3? I don't think so. नहीं. No. I do not think so. Is correct. Even they are told the paper 2 is the only toughest thing. His face is not getting marks. He is not even. Not many students. Why? Actually, the only thing is, the only part here is that we don't understand this nuance detail. Otherwise, taking sociology and reading it, it is going to help you like anything. आप लोगों को एक तो कम से कम नोट मेकिंग करनी पड़ेगी सोशियोलॉजी में. ओके, बट आपको समझना होगा डीपर पॉइंट. ओके, व्हाई इट इज लाइक दिस? सी, we also been introduced to the functionalist and conflict perspective, और इसको मैं अब आपको एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ. ओके, फॉर इंस्टेंस सोशल स्ट्रैटिफिकेशन एंड सोशल कंट्रोल लिख लिया है मैंने. अगर सी, इफ आई एम stopping here and asking you to write in your notes, it's a very big thing. Not surprisingly, therefore, there are different forms of understanding of social institutions as well. Now, let me explain this to you, all of you. Okay, what these lines are explaining. बताओ. देखो, it is saying we do have social institutions. This is marriage. I would be taking religion to explain the same point. Okay, it can be economy, it can be politics. So in social, and this is what it is. ये क्या है? नहीं, ये सोसाइटी. इसको आप कैलकुलेट पार्सन को अप्लाई करोगे तो क्या हो गया? सोशल सिस्टम. ठीक है? सिस्टम. सोसाइटी क्या है? एक सिस्टम ही तो है. You know what? That if you people would see sociology the way I'm teaching, you people will not fail in having good analysis. Then कोई बेवकूफ ही होगा जो आपके analysis को, if you people are going to read in deeper manner. For example, you are doing graduation in sociology. Okay, further also you can take this subject. So there will be some fool only who would not take your analysis, because you would be understanding any challenges as a part of a system. What this world is, it's a system, solar system, right? So sociology in a very high level of philosophical manner, that's what I am explaining. After getting understanding and reading few books or lot many books all my life after graduation, basically I've started just from graduation only, started reading books. And this is what I am understanding. Everything, it's, if you people can understand it through the points of a system, you will be a successful anywhere. You know, अगर आप समझोगे. उसका एक छोटा सा glimpse मैं बता रही हूँ. इतनी सारी knowledge देने के लिए then I would be charging in lakhs, 5 lakhs, क्योंकि लाइफ का ज्ञान है. किडिंग, मजाक कर रही हूँ. ये क्या हुआ? हमारी सोसाइटी हुई, उसको टैलकट पार्सन ने क्या कहा है? सिस्टम. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे हम इसको एक वर्ड लिखते हैं, सोशल सिस्टम. अब इस सिस्टम को समझने के लिए what those lines were saying, we do have two perspectives. Functionalism and conflict, है कि नहीं? ठीक है? conflict किसने दिया है? प्रिंस ना? हाँ, प्रिंस कौन है? आप हो. आपका नाम क्या है? आकाश. तुम्हारा नाम ही नहीं मैंने आज तक लिया है क्लास में. आकाश, बताइए, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट पर्सपेक्टिव किसने दिया है? कब हुआ ये? तुम दोनों बताओ, छुपो मत. डोंट हाइड योर फेस. चालू. हाँ, तो कंफ्यूजन ही बताओ. हाँ, कार्ल मार्क्स. She was hiding her face. अच्छा. अच्छा, फिर ये वाला भी बता दो फिर. फंक्शनलिज्म. वेरी गुड. इमाइल रखाइन. इमाइल रखाइन चाचा है आपके, याद कर लो ऐसे. एंड कार्ल मार्क्स ताऊ है. चाचा ताऊ. हु इज एल्डर, चाचा और ताऊ? ताऊ इज एल्डर एंड चाचा इज छोटा. तो चाचा एंड ताऊ इज एल्डर एंड younger to whom? To a बच्चा, है ना? ताऊ एंड चाचा. You do get question ना, family relationship in CSAT. Very confusing. Okay, but if you will see ना kinship family marriage, आपको problem नहीं होगा, क्योंकि kinship chart आप लोग सीखते हो. Right? Emile Durkheim. Now let me explain how these two different thinkers are viewing the same institutions. What is here more important for us to know, that these are the same institutions, but they both are going to have different opinions on it. Okay? Now for Emile Durkheim, religion is a source for having social solidarity. People are coming together because of religion. Okay? Now this is what I am explaining. As I have said, that my basics will not going to be that basics. So I am explaining right now, which is a part of your syllabus, that is the elementary forms of religious life. And when I am writing it, you should be knowing, it's very important. Elementary Forms of Religious Life is one of the interesting book. I think it was written in 1919, if I'm not wrong. I can be factually wrong, but I think it is 1919. Can anyone check for me? Elementary Forms of Religious Life by Emile Durkheim. Only Rishabh has some empathy for me. Thank you. 1912. 1912. It is 1912. Okay. Now I'm explaining what Emile Durkheim is explaining. It is a source of how religion is a source of social solidarity. Okay. So he had studied a tribe, aboriginal tribe called Arunta. ठीक है, एक उन्होंने अरुंटा ट्राइब्स को पढ़ा because he is also a founding father of sociology who have immensely explained that how sociologists can do research just like natural scientists. एक फिजिस्ट जैसे एक रिसर्च कर सकता है, वैसे ही एक सोशियोलॉजिस्ट भी रिसर्च कर सकता है. ओके, सो he wanted to explain origin of religion, elementary forms of religious life, and he said that it is religion which is the form of a society, which is bringing solidarity. So what did he said? So he said that I'm going to explain this with respect to two clans. Okay, earlier social organization were known as clan. ठीक है, सोसाइटी ऐसे ही इवॉल्व करती है. So there is one green color clan, and let's just take blue one here. So there is clan. This is A, this is B. Okay. Now, what happened? This green color members all are there. एक दिन क्या हुआ? One day, one of the members have got an idea. Okay. What he said? Let's make this tree as a god, which he called as totem identity. Okay. So let's just say it's a leader of a group, and this leader have one time like just thinking idea came, idea बदल गई दुनिया, right? So idea आया इनके दिमाग में. He said this banyan tree or people का tree, let's just say any tree is having immense spiritual power. So if we are going to, so what is one thing क्या आया? Belief. क्या आया? That this tree is having power. Power of what? Saving us from uncertainties. समझ में आया? Okay. Similarly, group B को कहा कि this sun has a power to protect us. B के पास भी क्या आया? Belief. Okay. तो दोनों different beliefs हो गए. Both are different beliefs, but this is all nature gods. Primitive society में, अभी भी tribal society में natures are treated as gods. But now what they have given? Symbolic representation to their beliefs. क्या हो गया? Symbolic. Symbolic मतलब symbol. No, हाँ देख सकते हैं हम symbol. Okay. How will you define each other? अगर हम सारे जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं हम यहाँ पे खड़े हो जाए, ओके, एंड देन आई विल से बताओ हमारा राम कौन है, रहीम कौन है, तो कोई बता सकता है? There was one movie I have seen in my childhood. Well, very, I do not know, I don't like that actor. Okay, Nana Patekar, but he seems to be very good. But I think that he is not a very good human being. I don't know, मेरे को फीलिंग है. Okay, तो उसकी एक मूवी थी, उसमें कहते हैं हिंदू मुस्लिम में लड़ाई हो रही होती है, वो पत्थर लेके दोनों का हाथ मार देता है, एंड देन ही सेज कि बताओ खून किसका अलग है, इसमें हिंदू का खून कौन सा है, मुसलमान का खून कौन सा है? We can't tell. So how do we differentiate each other? उसको क्या बोलेंगे? चलो लेट मी से, मैं यहाँ पे शिव जी की क्या कर रही हूँ? पूजा कर रही हूँ, ठीक है। हसन क्या कर रहा है? नमाज पढ़ रहा है, ऐसे दुआ मांग रहा है, ठीक है। समवन इज डूइंग राइट। तो मैं क्या कर रही हूँ? तो जितने भी मुस्लिम्स हैं वो ऐसे नमाज पढ़ रहे हैं, हिंदू जो है भगवान की वर्शिप कर रहे हैं, क्रिश्चियन कुछ कर रहे हैं, एवरीबडी इज डूइंग समथिंग, राइट। सो एंड इट इज what we are doing in repetitive manner. So now this belief said कि हमको इस भगवान की, अभी हमारा टोटम हो गया, टोटम इज द वर्ड विच इज बीइंग यूज्ड बाय इमाइल डरखाइम, लेटर ऑन आप लिख सकते हो, बट ये ट्री नहीं है, अब ये क्या है? टोटम। नाउ दिस सन इज टोटम। व्हाई टोटम? बिकॉज अब यहाँ पे इसका नेचुरल सिग्निफिकेंस खत्म हो गया, हमने इसको पावरफुल बना दिया है, हमारा भगवान है ना, ठीक है। तो ये दोनों हमारे भगवान हो गए टोटम। अब नाउ दिस ग्रुप, जब इन्होंने, अब ये वर्ड याद कर लेना आप लोग, ठीक है। सॉरी। नाउ दिस लीडर व्हेन ही केम अप विद दिस आइडिया, और हियर ऑल्सो ये बहुत सारे लोग हैं, ठीक है। इसमें से एक ने जब ये आइडिया प्रोड्यूस करा कि जो सन है तुम्हारा गॉड है, तो क्या एक के अकेले से दुनिया बदल सकती है? नहीं, राइट। रेवोल्यूशन कभी भी एक इंसान से आया है? इज देयर एनीवन हु डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी? सब समझते हैं? ओके। तो रेवोल्यूशन कभी एक से तो नहीं आया, राइट। होता है क्या है, मैं आपको एक क्लासरूम के एग्जाम्पल से देती हूँ, ओके। लेट्स जस्ट से, अविनाश क्या नाम है तुम्हारा? आशीष, आकाश, आकाश को क्लास में मान लीजिए कुछ डाउट्स हो गए, ठीक है, और आप सारे एक साथ हो, तो सिर्फ डाउट्स आकाश में ही है, लेकिन वो इस तरीके से बात कर रहा है तो आप लोगों की भी एनर्जी मिक्स हो गई। हाँ, हम सबको ही डाउट्स है, ठीक है। एक आइडिया आया, किसको? रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 में किसको आइडिया आया? मंगल पांडे को। क्या? कि ये गलत है। सबने क्या किया? सपोर्ट कर दिया, ठीक है। तो आगे जाके जब मैं एडवांस में पढ़ाऊंगी, इमाइल का यही कह रहे कि सोसाइटी के पास इमेंस पावर है, होती है, मैं वो बाद में आऊंगी, ठीक है। आप कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे, अभी बस हम यहाँ पे सोशल इंस्टीट्यूशन रिलीजन को समझते हैं, ओके। नाउ व्हेन ही सेड दैट दिस ट्री इज अ गॉड और सन इज अ गॉड, ये तब तक गॉड नहीं बना जब तक सबने इसको एग्री नहीं किया। हाँ हाँ, यही हम, जैसे आप लोग समझते हो ना, हमारा नेता कैसा हो, हुमा मैम जैसा हो, राइट। तो वो होता है ना, जब सब बोलते हैं तब मानते हैं। इसको ऐसे समझ लो ना, मोदी भक्त जो है या कोई और भक्त जो है, वो क्यों है? क्योंकि एक शोर मचता है, वो तो खैर पैसे दिए हुए बनते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे असली था, हमारा हमारा लीडर कह रहा है हम मानेंगे। इस टर्म को कलेक्टिव एफर्वेसेंस कहा है, अभी बस लिख लो, ठीक है, इमाइल रखाएंगे। एफर्वेसेंस, कलेक्टिव एफर्वेसेंस, ओके। तो अब यहाँ पे सबने क्या कहा? यस, दिस ट्री इज आवर गॉड और सो एज सन। अब क्या हुआ? नेक्स्ट स्टेप, अब लीडर ने स्टार्ट किया कि हमको क्या करना है, हमको सुबह उठ के 5 AM इस ट्री के चक्कर लगाने हैं, ओके, एंड दिस वी हैव टू डू रेगुलरली, ठीक है। अब यहां पे हमको 4 AM सूरज को पानी देना है, वाटर, जो कि हम अभी भी करते हैं। बहुत सारे लोग सूर्य नमस्कार करते हैं, सूर्य अर्थ, सूर्य ग्रहण यार, सूर्य अर्घ, ओके, अच्छा ओके, पानी देके नमस्ते भी तो करते हो उसको फिर, दैट इज इन योगा, बट ऐसे करके फिर ऐसे भी करते हैं। आई हैव सीन, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सीइंग, ठीक है, बट आई एम हियर टॉकिंग अबाउट वाटर देना, जैसे पानी जल देते हैं, ठीक है। अब मुझे बताओ, ये बिलीफ और रिचुअल्स हो गया, 2 स्टेप। मैंने पूरी की पूरी आपको एलिमेंट्री फॉर्म्स ऑफ रिलीजियस लाइफ समझा दी है आज, बस अभी 2-3 चीज और समझानी है, ओके। नाउ अब जस्ट इमेजिन, ये जो ग्रीन कलर का व्यक्ति है, इनके ग्रुप का आदमी इस ग्रुप में चला गया एक दिन, और वो क्या देख रहा है कि यहाँ पे किसकी पूजा हो रही है, सूरज की। अब इसने अपना दिमाग चलाया और इसने जाके इस ग्रुप में बोला कि तुम लोग ना गलत कर रहे हो, ये भगवान नहीं है। क्या होगा इसका, बहुत पिटेगा वो। अब आप इंडिया में रह के बोलोगे आइडल वर्शिपिंग गलत है, तो क्या होगा, पिटोगे। सऊदी अरेबिया में आप जाके मोहम्मद के बारे में कुछ कह दो, मक्का मदीना में जाके क्या करोगे, पिटोगे। सिमिलर पॉइंट है। क्वेश्चन ये है ही नहीं कि क्या सही है, क्वेश्चन है कि कहां गया है वो, किसकी टेरिटरी में है। If I would be, I always say I'm Indian, then Muslim. Simple. My first identity is Indian. Okay? Fine. That is the power of culture. Otherwise तुम आज नहीं कहते एक शादी करूंगा, तुमने 4 शादी करूंगा, मेरा हक है। मेरे घर में ऐसे हक पैदा करने वाले लोग हैं, कह रहे हमारा हक है, हम 4 शादी कब 10 कर ले भाई मेरे, my own brother, I'm just telling, ठीक है। anyway, यहाँ पे समझ में आ रहा है आपको पॉइंट। सिमिलरली व्हाट हैपेंड, ही सेड समथिंग, ये बहुत पिटा, फिर ये वापस अपने ग्रुप में गया। अब यहाँ पे क्या होगा, एग्जैक्टली तो अब ये कहेंगे कि इसकी हिम्मत कैसे हुई, चलो अब यहाँ पे इसको मारेंगे। दोनों में कंफ्लिक्ट हो गया। तो ऐसा कुछ हमारे समाज में ऐसा हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, हो रहा है, राइट, इट इज हैपनिंग एवरीवेयर। ऊपर भगवान कह रहे होंगे कि हम कब कंस्ट्रक्टेड हो गए थे, हम बने कब। I have a pure belief in God, but in energy. अब क्या हुआ, बिलीव, रिचुअल्स, इसने क्या किया था, क्रिएट कम्युनिटी, वी फील इन कम्युनिटी। तो ये जो बेचारे एक दूसरे से पिटे इस बच्चे की वजह से, इट वॉज ओनली अबाउट हर्टिंग कम्युनिटी सेंटिमेंट, जिसको चर्च बोला है इमाइल डर्कहाइम ने अपने थ्योरी में। So what is religion according to Emile Durkheim? Religion is basically set of beliefs that give some rituals and that gives identity. ठीक है, हाँ जी, क्लियर है। तो सोशल सॉलिडारिटी आ रही है, इन दोनों के अंदर सारी सॉलिडारिटी थी, इसके अंदर भी सॉलिडारिटी थी। हमारे बंदे को कह कैसे दिया, आओ, है ना, ऐसा होता है ना, लड़के लड़ते हैं ना, लड़कियां भी लड़ने लगी अब तो। मेरी ऐसे, मैं भी, मुझे बताओ कहीं मुझे लड़ना है। हाँ हाँ जी, सॉरी, हाँ हाँ,
उससे भी ज्यादा तो मतलब लोग को एक बिलीफ देता है ना, मतलब जीने के लिए, दैट्स द ओनली क्या है कि अगर
गाइडेंस देता है,
गाइडेंस नहीं, मतलब जैसा है कि अगर हमारे साथ कुछ बुरा होता है,
हाँ, तो वो दैट इज व्हाट मैलिनोस्की हैज सेड कि इट इज गिविंग अस रीजंस कि क्यों हमारे साथ बुरा हो रहा है। अब आप चल रहे हो, गिर गए, ठीक है, आइडेंटिटी नहीं दिया, दैट आई एम हिंदू, आई एम मुस्लिम। जितने लोग इस पेड़ को वर्शिप कर रहे हैं, तो वो आइडेंटिटी हो गई ना, अब जो भी वर्शिप कर रहा है वो हिंदू, जो भी सन की वर्शिप कर रहा है वो सिख, तो आइडेंटिटी हो गया। as simple as this. You are offering namaz, I do not have to tell you then that you are Muslim. It's your identity. The moment I am wearing this sindoor, I am married, or mangalsutra, I am married. Simple है ना? Identity.
I like if I want to lead as a Hindu.
अरे वहां पे भी डिबेट नहीं करना, हम सोशल इंस्टीट्यूशन को समझ रहे हैं। हाँ, जल्दी जल्दी। कैसे आइडेंटिटी फोर्सफुली हुआ? इन लोगों ने सबने एग्री करा ना कि यस वी आर गोइंग टू एक्सेप्ट लाइक दिस टोटम, तो फोर्सफुली क्यों हुआ? जो इस मेंबर में रहेंगे वो एक्सेप्ट करेंगे और जो नहीं करेंगे वो डेविएट हो गए। आई अंडरस्टैंडिंग? फोर्सफुली कुछ नहीं होता है। तो देन लेटर ऑन व्हाट हैपेंड, वी हैव लर्न राइटिंग, फिर हमने रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन बना दिए। सिंपल। कभी फोर्सफुल नहीं होगा, ठीक है? समझे ये वाला पॉइंट? नाउ ये तो हो गया इमाइल डर्कहाइम, ही इज एक्सप्लेनिंग सॉलिडारिटी। नाउ कार्ल मार्क्स क्या कह रहे हैं? So this is functionalist view of religion or elementary forms of religious life. Now what Karl Marx is saying? कार्ल मार्क्स ने बोला रिलीजन क्या है? ड्रग है, गांजा है, गांजा, ओपियम, अफीम, ओपियम ऑफ द मासेस। ओके, कितने ड्रग्स यहाँ पे लेते हैं, ओपियम लेते हैं, खुश हो गए। हाँ हाँ, रिलीजन वाले नहीं, ओपियम रिलीजन वाले नहीं, रिलीजन वाले कितने ओपियम लेते हैं? हाँ, अकॉर्डिंग टू कार्ल मार्क्स, मोस्ट ऑफ अस, ठीक है? सी, रिलीजन इज ओपियम ऑफ द मासेस, मतलब रिलीजन का कोई वजूद ही नहीं है। अकॉर्डिंग टू कार्ल मार्क्स, रिलीजन वी हैव क्रिएटेड, एंड हु हैज क्रिएटेड? कैपिटलिस्ट, जो कि ट्रू भी है अपने सेंस में। रिलीजन इज नथिंग बट क्रिएटेड बाय कैपिटलिस्ट। अगर मैं कैपिटलिस्ट को थोड़ा सा आप लोगों को बोलूं, डिफाइन करो इन इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट, नहीं वेस्ट कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ही समझ लो, कौन थे ये कैपिटलिस्ट? पहले कौन थे? who were running the economy? So in 14th century who were running the economy? feudals, feudal lords. ओके, उनसे पहले 14th सेंचुरी की बात कर रही हूँ मैं, 15, 16, 12th सेंचुरी में, 7th, 8th, 9th सेंचुरी, 9th सेंचुरी डार्क एज में। ओके, किंग्स, एंड किंग्स को कौन रूल कर, और कौन रूल कर रहे थे? प्रीस्ट। रिलीजन ना, इट वाज रिलीजियस पीपल। क्रिश्चियन, बाइबल किसने लिखी है? कुरान किसने लिखी है? हम तो यही क्लेम करते हैं कि इट वाज रिवील्ड, बट लिखी तो किसी इंसान ने ही है। अकॉर्डिंग टू कार्ल मार्क्स, कैपिटलिस्ट को डिकोड करके समझो। अकॉर्डिंग टू कार्ल मार्क्स, लेट्स जस्ट से ओके, कास्ट सिस्टम, ये जो मनुस्मृति है किसने लिखी होगी? ब्राह्मण ने, राइट? तो जो लिख रहा है वो पावरफुल भी होगा अकॉर्डिंग टू कार्ल मार्क्स। उसका मतलब उनके पास मीन्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन को भी कंट्रोल होगा, इकोनॉमी को भी कंट्रोल है, so he is controlling means of production as well. So according to Karl Marx, religion was basically an illusion created by capitalists so that poor will get answers why they are poor. So the reason is you are giving your 110%, okay, but your your owner, I mean, Shudra, why only Shudra has to remain Shudra or untouchable? Because it was written in a wrong manner कि तुम्हारा तो जन्म ही है सर्व करने के लिए. ओके, तो रिलीजन का एक पावरफुल पॉइंट क्या है, दैट इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट रिलीजन यू कांट क्वेश्चन इट, एंड दैट इज द फर्स्ट पिलर ऑफ एनी रिलीजन, दैट यू हैव टू गिव योर 100% टू द बिलीफ. तो अगर बिलीफ है कि हनुमान जी ने क्या किया था, अपना ऐसे चेस्ट खोल के राम जी की पिक्चर दिखाई थी, या लंका में आग लगा दी थी, या फिर ऐसा बिलीफ है कि प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद गए थे आसमान में, मेट गॉड, या ये सारी जो बिलीफ माइथोलॉजीज है, इसको आपको बिलीव करना होगा. अगर आप रैशनली सोचोगे तो समझ ही नहीं आ रहा हुआ कैसे ये, तभी तो साइंस नहीं समझ पाता. बट अगर साइंस समझ नहीं पाता तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि ये है नहीं, क्योंकि अभी साइंस भी इतना इवॉल्व नहीं हुआ है. Michel Foucault is talking about this, famous sociologist. I mean, if it is not recognized by science, postmodernists are arguing, it doesn't mean that it does not exist. ठीक है, बाद में बात करेंगे. Richard Feynman is also arguing the same, my favorite physicist. Okay, but now, according to Karl Marx, religion has no role. Religion has no role, but it is being constructed so that you always are in this illusion that पिछले जन्म में कुछ गलत किया था इसलिए आज भोग रहे हैं. कहते नहीं है हम, no, it's a rebirth philosophy. You'll do something wrong, बस पता चल रहा है कि अंबानी अडानी सारा पैसा ले रहे हैं, तो आप सीड मिल्स, आप गरीब इसलिए हो. मैं पर्सनली बिलीव करती हूँ why we still remain poor, why we are always remain poor. 2 points. Okay, पहला तो definitely I would say, first of all, it's your first factor, individual factor. You like to remain lazy, क्वेश्चन नहीं करना, डिसिप्लिन नहीं बनाना. ओके, इट्स अ फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. अगर आप चाहो तो आप मोदी बन जाओ. गरीब ही अगर होते, हम गरीब थे ना वो भी, बट ही हैज मेड हिज डेस्टिनी, कवर्ड हिज डिस्टेंस. तो पहले तो आप ही के अंदर फ्लॉ है, फिर उसके बाद, और जब आप अपने आप को इतना पावरफुल कर लोगे तो आप स्ट्रक्चर सिस्टम भी बदल दोगे, इन्वायरमेंट भी बदल दोगे. बट नाउ have I made myself clear that the same institution, religion, how it is being perceived differently by different thinkers? So this is what we have to know, that there will be social institution in almost all the societies, but they will have different interpretation and different meanings in different societies. So we can have variations. We have cultural universals and we have cultural diversity. Okay, please write down this. Social institution will be there in every society. So we can take this social institutions as cultural universals. However, these social institutions would also reflect diversity in its practices. Okay? Then I have given all the explanation to all of you. I hope you people are getting clarity on all this. I will give you a break after 3:20. Okay, let me just read some more time. Let me cover up this. So you people will read here. Our functionalist view understands social institution as a complex set of social norms, beliefs, values, and role relationships that arise in response to the needs of society. So we do need social institution exist to satisfy social needs. So informal and formal social institutions. So institutions such as family, religion are examples of informal social institution. Law, education as formal social institutions. ठीक है? Formal and informal social institution. A conflict view holds that all individuals are not placed equally in society. All social institutions, whether familial, religious, political, economic, legal, or educational, will operate in the interest of the dominant sections of society, which I have just explained, be it class, caste, tribe, or gender. The dominant social section not only dominates political and economical institutions, but also ensures that the ruling class become the ruling ideas of society. Okay, so they will keep wanting 80% people remain dependent on us. Okay, clear? Clear hai wala point? So as you go about reading all this point, you will see lot many examples. Okay, how social institution constant and also offer opportunities to individuals. Okay, so whether they impact different sections of society equally, how does the family constant will provide opportunity to men and women? How do political or legal institution affect the disposed? So this you people have to quickly read. Now, the very first institution which we are reading is family, marriage and kinship. Quickly write down in your notes, family, marriage and kinship. You will often see that most of the time I always give examples from family, marriage and kinship. Why? Because it is very natural to us. So naturally, it appears very natural, okay? So we are prone to assume that all families are like the ones we live in. No. So no other social institution appears more universal and unchanging. Sociology and social anthropology have over many decades conducted field research to show how these institutions of family, marriage are important, yet they are different. तो मैंने अभी जो कल्चर यूनिवर्सल्स बताया है वो आई होप आप लोगों को क्लियर हो रहा है. कल्चर यूनिवर्सल हर जगह मिलेगा बट डाइवर्स डिफरेंट है. ये वो पूरा ये जो पॉइंट है ये वही एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है. Now for functionalist, the basic role of family is to contribute to the basic needs to perpetuate social order. ये लिख लो. According to functionalist, सारे social institution is promoting social order, social stability. Written, guys. So in India, studies, however, suggest that families need not become nuclear in an industrial pattern of economy. This is but one example to show how trends based on experience of one society cannot necessarily be generalized. The nuclear family is seen as the unit based. ये आप सिर्फ पढ़ लेना, ठीक है? Little bit. So in such a family, so we just have to see that in India we still have joint family system. Okay. Simple, you just have to read this point. Variation in family forms. Okay. This is actually जो मैंने भी आपको explain करा था, cultural universal and diversity. So you do not have to read too deeper, just basics. That how we are having variation in families. Patriarchy, matriarchy, patriarchal family. What is matriarchal family? I'm not going to read all this. You just have to read on your own. So we look family as distinct and separate from. However, as you will see yourself, the family, the household structure norms are closely linked with the rest of the society. So we can see that how family is very much related to any other institutions. Okay. So family समझ में आया? Now during industrialization, in fact, इसी theme पे UPSC ने 20 marks का question पूछा था. That how family life is changing or changed during industrialization. यहीं से आया था ये question. However, as you will see for yourself, the family, the household, its structure and norms are closely linked with the rest of the society. With the rest of society, an interesting example is that of unintended consequences of the German unification. During the post-unification period in the 1990s, Germany witnessed a rapid decline in marriage. And during industrialization, family got changed. So because the new German state withdrew all the protection and welfare schemes which were provided to the families prior to the unification, with growing sense of economic insecurity, people responded by refusing to marry. So this can be understood as case of unintended consequences, जो हमने सोचा नहीं था. Here, write down Robert Merton. Family and kinship are the subject to change and transformation due to macroeconomic process. Okay, macroeconomic process. Industrialization में change आया था, इसलिए ही आया. So change does not mean the complete erosion of previous norms and structure. Change and continuity coexist. Change and continuity coexist. Okay. How gendered is the family? The belief is that the male child will support the parents and this all that. तो ये आप लोगों को खुद को पढ़ना है. Okay. Similarly, you will read the marriage. Marriage you will see exist in wide variety of forms, but it is changing. Okay. It has also been found to perform different functions. So this I would say you will read forms of marriage. I'm not going to read for all of you, or you just have to read on your own. Okay. The matter of arranging rules and prescriptions, endogamy and exogamy, that I will explain it quickly to all of you. आप लोगों को खुद से read करना होगा. Okay. So marriage is an institution which has been defined differently by different thinkers like Edmund Leach, Kotak, okay, Gatlin Go, David Morgan. So these people are explaining marriage in different manner. So some say it's related with reproduction, child rearing. Some say it is because of economical, political, and sharing different types of responsibilities. So all these will be there. Okay. So that you people have to see. Okay. So then what you need to know here with marriage, tell me diversities. Okay. So you have different rules. Endogamy, you need to marry outside. Okay. Endomy, sorry, inside. Exogamy, outside. Okay. So polygamy, you can have multiple partners. Monogamy, single partners. Okay. So you are having different types of marriages, different types of families. That you will see. Endogamy, exogamy. Do read. It is going to give you clarity. some basic concepts, particularly those of family and marriage. A family is a group of persons directly linked by kin connections, kinship ties people, so it's a big group. यहाँ पे आप लोग किन को समझेंगे, kinship. Here, ties are connected between individuals established either through marriage or through the descent. So kinship is a networking of relationship in our families. Okay? तो आप लोगों को ये पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Don't leave, otherwise family marriage kinship आपको नहीं याद आएगा. Affinal relationship by marriage, consanguineous by blood. पढ़ना है ये, ठीक है? Economic life I will explain after break. You people can take 10 minutes का break. Okay? So family marriage kinship you people have to read. It is important. ओके, सो अभी आप लोगों ने अभी जैसे फैमिली मैरिज किनशिप में समझा दैट हाउ इट इज देयर इन एवरी सोसाइटी, बट इट इज गोइंग टू हैव डाइवर्सिटी एज वेल. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट इज वर्क? So generally we consider work in which we are getting any paid employment, right? So much of the work done in the informal economy, for example, is not recorded in any direct way in the official employment statistics. The term informal economy refers to transaction outside the sphere of regular employment, and formal where you actually coming under a scenario where you people have to pay the taxes. Okay. So basically in economy, when we are talking about economical institution, we are trying to understand work. And then there are a lot many sociological debates in it, that how do you have to define work. So work is related to economy. So there are two types of work basically, or economy: formal economy and informal economy. In India, which percentage is higher, formal or informal? Informal. Why? Because because most of the citizens in India, they are not that educated, okay, and most of them in fact prefer doing household business, and they are unskilled definitely, so they work in these sectors. And formal economy is what? Where you are in a position to pay the taxes, okay. And the major challenges of any economy is basically this, that if you people are informal economical in nature, it means that most of your employment or most of your people are still not getting benefits, and they are just doing their survival. And now if you will have more informal sector, that's mean you are also going to have less taxes, and then it's also going to be challenges. Okay. So economy is basically, whenever we are discussing economy, it's basically with respect to our survival. So in syllabus, in your sociology syllabus, also you are getting which, like what? Paper 1 on paper 2 में, paper 1 में work and economy, like society. So there will be a debate that how and what type of nature of work it was there in earlier society. So in hunting and gathering society, so the work was hunting and gathering only. In agriculture also, simple agriculture. Nowadays, the work is being defining in a very complex manner. Is this clear? Okay. So here we are going to understand paid or unpaid as the carrying out of tasks requiring the expenditure of mental, and physical efforts, which has its objective the production of goods and services that cater to human needs. Okay. So here in pre-modern forms of society, most people worked in the field or cared for the livestock. In the industrial developed society, only a tiny proportion of the population works in agriculture now. And farming itself has become industrialized, sorry. We know that how people are now involved in commercialization of agriculture. Okay. So this is how we need to see. So it is carried on largely by means of machines rather than by human hand. In a country like India, the larger share of the population continues to be rural, agriculture, or involved in other rural-based occupations. So there are other trends in India too, for instance, expansion of the service sector. So in economical institution, we all are going to understand like the concept of work, what is labor, occupations and all. Okay. Now this you people can highlight. So modern society also witnessed a shift in location of work. So for example, this year you have got a question, separation of work and home. And now this year, 2 years back or recently, we have just got to a question that how after COVID-19 situation, the concept of work from home has changed. Work and work from home. How do you will define? Okay. So very applicable based questions are coming here. One of the main features of modern societies is an enormous expansion of economic interdependence. We are all dependent on immense number of other workers stretching right across the world for the products and services that sustains our life. So this write down, because of this economic interdependence, we are having solidarity, according to Emile Durkheim, in society. Then transformation of work. Please read that how work got changed in society. So industrial processes were broken down into simple operation that could be precisely timed, organized and monitored. Then mass production demands mass markets. So you can see all these are explaining about occupation. The threshing of paddy in a village, it is agriculture part. Then similarly get into politics. The political institution are concerned with the distribution of power in society. Okay, so concepts which are critical to the understanding of political institutions are power and authority. What is power? Power is the ability to have your own will with or without people concerns. Okay, so political institutions. What we are here discussing? Who are those who are having immense power? Who are those who are being subordinated? Okay, so read about this. All you people have to just read what type of political party, how protest is happening, what are the political activities is concerned with the power. Don't have to make notes, you just have to read. So what are stateless societies? Tribal societies, simple societies. Write down. So even in simple societies, we do have a power structure. So there what work, oath, ordeals. So even in tribal societies where there is no constitution, people are governing and living in a group through power politics. Okay, so there are leaders, chieftain, headmen. There are people who are powerful over there. So it is not at all that they do not have any governance. They also have governance, but not like mainstream society. ठीक है, तो ट्राइबल एरियाज में पावर स्ट्रक्चर होता है दे आर स्टेटलेस सोसाइटी, सिंपल सोसाइटी. ओके, सोशल कंट्रोल. रूरल सोसाइटी में कौन सा पावर स्ट्रक्चर चलता है? पंचायत. ओके, so local governance. All you people have to just read once. The concept of the state, citizenships, all of you please read once. All the social institutions. Okay? Then there we are getting a question on nationalism. What is nationalism? Right? So this is a matter of discussion in politics and society. Protest, agitation, social movement. What is nation state? What is civil society? Okay, so it is all related to that. What are the laws through which we are maintaining decorum, social order, and it is a formal social institution, unlike religion and family. Okay, so formal apparatus of the government. यहाँ लिखा हुआ है ना, So sociology has been interested in the broader study of power, not just with the formal apparatus of government. You would see Max Weber is talking about different types of authority: charismatic authority, traditional authority, bureaucratic or legal authority. Okay, so read this as well. Then I think I have already explained with the religion explanation. So you people will read religion also. Here, Imail Durkheim, supernatural, sacred and profane. ये लिख लो अभी थोड़ा सा एक. Sacred are those actions which are considered to be religious in nature. Sacred. Imail Durkheim का ये क्वेश्चन आ जाता है. So sacred. So sacred are what? Those activities which are considered to be pious or religious. For example, bathing in Ganga water, Ganga river, sacred. Bathing normally in your house or in any other river, profane. So profane is mundane activities. So often the sacred quality of a tree or temple comes with the belief that is sacred precisely because there is some supernatural force behind it. तो वो tree क्या हो गया था? Sacred. Okay? ऐसे तो environmentalists भी कहते हैं don't cut trees, but their reasons are different. And this is very important for all of you. This paragraph, okay? Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. Max Weber. So Max Weber is arguing that the reason of capitalism to emerge, it was actually because of the role of Protestants. So Protestant को ये belief था that the more wealth they will have in the society, they are chosen one. So economy is related with values, religious values. Okay? So ऐसा नहीं है that I am going to read each and everything line wise, because this is what I would be explaining in advance also. But you people have to read. I'm just giving you overview. यहाँ पे इस वाले पैराग्राफ में लिख लो Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism. Max Weber is arguing the same. Very important line. So you people have to go home and read. Then education, any social transformation happens, it happens through education. So you have again formal education and informal education. Formal agents are school, informal agents are family. That's it. Okay. So now when you'll go back home, you people will read this whole chapter. Okay. I hope now you people are getting clarity on this. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप लोग विदाउट रीडिंग समझ जाओगे, आप लोगों को बैठना होगा. आई हैव जस्ट गिवन एन ओवरव्यू. ओके, ये बेसिक्स है. इन एडवांस आई वुड बी एक्सप्लेनिंग इन वेरी स्लो पेस. धीरे धीरे आपको सब समझ में आएगा क्योंकि वो एडवांस है. क्लास 11th में दिस इज गोइंग टू बी इनफ, ओके, फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस.